Diepsloot is a massive township in the north of Johannesburg. There's a lot of poverty there, but it is situated close to very, very affluent areas. Diepsloot consists of about 13 extensions. There's no recent figures for the population at the moment, but the only official figures we have is from the 2011 census that found that there's about 138,000 people living there. But people who live there and many organizations that work there believe it's closer to 600,000, that it's grown to that many people. Diepsloot has extremely high levels of crime, of rape, of sexual violence, and of alcohol abuse. There are virtually no recreational activities in Diepsloot. I spent 5 days in Diepsloot doing the story about child rape. I visited shebins, I visited children who've been raped, their families, and I spoke to a police officer and rape councillors. And I was very surprised when I visited Diepsloot on about how easy it was to find case studies or victims of child rape. In every street that I visited, you know, there was almost like 2 or 3 children who have been raped, and parents almost aren't that upset, or they don't appear to be that upset when it happens. And it's not because they don't care about their children, it's because it's such a common, normal way of life there. One of the other common situations in Diepsloot is that very, very few families are headed by fathers or have 2 parents. It's mostly mothers with children. Now, of course, that's not a rare situation in South Africa. According to Stats South Africa, only about 1 in 3 children live with both their parents. Now, there's a very strong link between this situation and child rape, because research has repeatedly shown that a child who grows up in a single-parent household is far more likely to get abused, whether that's emotionally or physically, than a child who grows up in a household with 2 parents. What a medical research study has shown is that if you're a girl and you got abused, you are far more likely to become re-abused when you're an adult. But if you're a boy and you were abused, you are far more likely to become violent as an adult, and that includes rape and sexual assault. So it's a tragic situation whereby a fatherless community leads to children who are more likely to get abused, but the very same children are more likely to become abusers themselves. I spoke to the mother of a 5-year-old boy that got raped, and his rapist is a 16-year-old boy who lives just up the road. And the mother's reaction was, how can another child rape my child? And I was very surprised to find out, when I went through studies and research, that this type of rape is actually very common. In a South African study, men who admitted to raping reported that the first time that they raped was mostly between the ages of 15 and 19. And what I found even more surprising was that about 1 out of 10 of them said that the first time that they raped a girl was when they were 10 years or younger. Many, many rapes in a place like Diepsloot don't get reported at all. In fact, most don't get reported. If we look at statistics in South Africa, between 2011 and 2014, the reports of rape, the percentage of rapes that get reported to the police have decreased by 21%. And that's according to the National Victims of Crime Survey. So it seems like fewer and fewer people report their rapes because they feel nothing will get done about it.